Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's Timeless Pick a Card reading, we are checking in on your relationships, seeing what we can see, and timeless means whenever you come across this video, your message was meant to be heard then, and this is a general reading, so take what resonates and know that there's a message in here for you somewhere. So before you pick a pile, all I ask you to do is to get into a calm, quiet space, take a few deep breaths, and really let your intuition or your gut pick the pile or the card in front of you. And each timestamps for each pile will be down in the description box below and in a pinned comment by me. That way you can click on it and go directly to your pile. All right, let's take a look at the pile. So for group number one, pile number one, we have the Pink Rose, Grace and Sweetness. The pursuit of perfection, then, is the pursuit of sweetness and light. Matthew Arnold. Group number one. All right, group number two, we've got Sweet Pea, Blissful Pleasure. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Joseph Campbell. And group number three, we have the Nasturtium. Victory and Conquest. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Lao Tzu. All right, 1, 2, and 3. If you need to pause the video to meditate on the piles, you can do so now. If not, I will see you in your particular group. Hello, my group number ones, those of you who chose the Pink Rose. All right, we are going to take a look at your Modern Love Tarot cards first, and then we will dive deeper with your Oracle cards. All right, so the first card is going to represent you in the relationship, your feelings, etc. We've got the Hangman. Okay. The next card is going to represent your partner, and same thing. We've got Nine of Swords. Okay, don't worry yet. Let's see where this goes. And then your last card is going to represent the potential or the outcome, what's going on. And we have Six of Swords. Okay. So with you, I feel like you're very patient, or you're trying to be patient. The Hangman is all about looking at things in a different perspective and kind of just letting the universe do its thing, to surrender to the universe and kind of just let it be for right now, because there's no moving forward and there's no moving back. You're kind of just in this like limbo position. So you're being, you in this relationship, I feel like you're just being really patient. You're waiting. A lot of being mindful about your partner. I think you're trying to see things in their perspective, and I think you're trying to see things, how they feel through their shoes, if that makes sense. So I feel like this is the energy here is a healing energy. I'm not seeing like, oh, they are anxious or anxiety over you. I think it's more of an internalized thing for them. So let's get to that. So the Nine of Swords feels like there's just a lot of stress. There's a lot of anxiety. I have a feeling that from their perspective, they're looking at life in general as stressors, and that they're trying to figure it out. I don't think that it has anything to do with you. I think overall, the anxiety is just like life is a stressor, and then trying to fulfill the relationship duties is also a stressor. I think for both of you together, it's trying to find tools to help one another figure it out. Have tools to help be mindful for each other. So whether that's communication, I feel like you guys are doing really well. You are doing really well with trying to be patient while they figure out what causes things, what causes the anxiety. There's a lot of it that revolves around just them. It's a personal thing. I don't see it being the relationship as a whole, because the Six of Swords, this is about healing. This is about transitions. So I feel like you guys are going to finally find that level playing ground of where you're going to understand each other, especially since these are both swords. I feel like with you being patient and you looking at things in their perspective and trying to see the bigger picture here, is going to create a more calming environment, and it's going to create a more loving environment because you are empathizing and you are trying to understand. And so by you reaching out and helping them, figure it out, it's going to create that transition period where you guys are going to find balance and serenity within each other, because they're not thinking that they're going it alone anymore. They don't have to deal with it alone. They can talk to you. They can help have that communication going between the two of you. So the Six of Swords, I feel like there's going to be a point where you guys just fall in line with each other and you figure it out, and it starts this healing process. Like, good for you for being patient. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when the anxiety that your partner feels has nothing to do with you and you don't understand where that's coming from, or the stress has nothing to do with you. So good for you for being patient and waiting and trying to help in whatever way you can, because it is going to bring about some harmony and peace with this Six of Swords. This is a lot of like moving forward energy. And I feel like you are your partner's support system when it comes to this. But then once your partner figures out the triggers for the anxiety and the stress, I feel like they can then be your support system once this transition period hits. I don't see anything negative here, because sometimes we can look at the Nine of Swords and be like, oh, it's anxiety, it's stress. What are we going to do? Is it about me? I don't see that it's about you per se. I think sometimes we just get so stressed out that our relationship can fall to the wayside a little bit because we're so focused on the stressors and we're focused on making things right outside of the relationship that this can feel like neglect. But good for you for like hanging in there, trying to empathize, trying to understand from a different point of view. And that's going to bring about this tranquility period, this moment of healing and transition, and not being afraid of the unknown, because maybe that's what this is. I'm getting that too. I'm picking up some of this like fear of not knowing where it's going, fear of not knowing where the relationship's going, etc. But I feel like once you guys have this moment of coming together and understanding each other, you're going to see where it's only moving forward. Like, I don't see anything moving backwards. Again, keep in mind, this is a general reading. So this is just what I see. Could there be stress between you two in your relationship? Absolutely. But I feel like that's from their perspective. I think that they think they are stressing you out. And that's probably so for some of you. But I see you guys working through it. I see you guys moving forward. And I see you guys healing from whatever that is that's causing this. So let's dive a little bit deeper with your oracle cards. So we have the Whispers of Love, and the first one to come out is forgiveness. Look at that. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Okay, so I have a feeling that this might have something to do with your partner, where they need to forgive themselves or their past experiences in order to stop having relationship anxiety, which makes some sense. So again, there's that. There's also forgiveness of each other about things that both of you put each other through, stressors that both of you went through. But also, maybe forgiveness can be XYZ, right? We can list a whole bunch of things. The bottom line is there needs to be that acknowledgement of forgiveness for both parties of like past problems or past thought problems or thought processes, I should say. So either way, forgiveness is here, and that's what's going to bring you closer to here. I'm not looking at this by any really nefarious things that should be looked at. I don't see any of that here. I see maybe if that was happening, it was in your partner's past or your past, which they are currently bringing into your relationship Does that make sense? So like if they were perhaps cheated on or perhaps, weren't treated the best in their previous relationship, they're bringing that baggage in with them with your relationship. So they might need to look at it and be like, what's done is done. That's the past. That is not your relationship. So, and that goes both ways. We all need to acknowledge what baggage we are carrying with us into our relationship and what baggage needs to be gone through and sorted out and left behind. Because some lessons we take with us, but some lessons are meant for that particular situation to be learned and then left. And we don't need to carry it with us, right? Just because Fred did XYZ in your relationship in the past doesn't mean Todd is going to do that in this relationship. Does that make sense? Yes, know the signs, but that's not what we're talking about here. So point being is forgiveness is going to be key for both of you, forgiving yourselves for past experiences as well as each other and moving on forward. I don't think, again, I'm not getting any huge, big indicators of anything negative that's going on between either one of you. And then we have love endures. Oh, I love this. Okay, so love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. Absolutely. So yeah, this is definitely going to go move forward. And like, yeah, if you guys are having a rough spot, listen, the day I'm filming this, we're in 2022. We've had a rough couple of years, and there were a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages that didn't endure what happened and what the quarantine did and all of that. So don't beat your guys' selves up for going through smaller things, because it's enduring. You guys have gone through so much already. You don't have to worry about little things, if that's making sense. So like, you're going to be fine. You might have had a little setback here and there, but it's nothing that can't endure. And then we have the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. So yeah, I feel like you're the one that's definitely like trying to put a different spin on things, trying to look at things in a different perspective, taking a time out, letting them do their thing, letting them get through what they're needing to get through, because really you are wanting to be in it. You are in this relationship 100%, and you want to be that solid foundation for your person. And that is commendable and amazing. And it might feel like, you're waiting around for a while, but the fact is that your focus is on this relationship. Your focus is on helping your partner get through whatever this stress and anxiety is, whether it's baggage, whether it's, how they feel about themselves, or, outside things like work or life in general. Like, you are being the most commendable partner in a relationship by helping them gain their own perspective and you looking at things in their way. So kudos to you, because yeah, your focus is just like helping this relationship flourish and enduring all of the hardship, because, as cheesy as it sounds, and when you, not necessarily saying you're married, but like when you do take your vows, it's like in sickness and in health. So, if your partner's struggling, it's awesome that you're able to be there for your partner to help them out. Is that a stressor for you? I'm sure it is, but your focus is on them and your relationship and moving forward. And I love this. So if you're struggling, if you're, it's not going to last forever, the struggle. Okay. I know sometimes it's hard to kind of see the end result of a hard time, but hard times don't last forever, and hard times happen in every relationship. So don't think that you're alone with all of the struggles, because even the most amazing, loving relationship that looks like that on the outside has their struggles. Everybody is human. So please remember that, and don't, beat yourself up too much for, any amount of struggles. All right. So then we have what is this? The love cards. And this one says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. And see, I think that's exactly what you're doing. You're allowing that space to happen. You're taking a back seat and letting them figure themselves out. Amazing. Like, you are an awesome partner. You're just patient and kind and empathetic. So acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So yeah, sometimes we just have to accept that, like, okay, this is where we're at. This is what we're doing. It's okay. We'll get through it. We can't change anything that we have no control over, right? So if we're constantly worrying about things that we can't control, we are always going to be in a constant state of stress and anxiety. So for your partner too, if they're worrying about things that they absolutely have no control over, it might be a good idea to kind of remind them that, like, we have no control over the future. We have no control over, XYZ. So let's focus on the things that we can control. Let's focus on the things that we can make a difference in. So acceptance, closeness, I love this. All right, so then we have the Affirmators relationship cards. Aren't those cute? Little narwhal. First one here, it says open-heartedness. I know that life and the people living it can be an absolute bummer sometimes, but I promise not to let unhappy chapters make me jaded. If I let negative experiences turn me sour, then the jerks win. So I'll move on with an open and hopeful heart, if only because I hate losing to jerks. And your other one is support. I look at the vast network of support in my life, and I'm reminded of what a superpower it gives me. At any moment, I can call on an army of top-notch people who want the best for me, which means I'm basically invincible. Take that, loneliness. Run for the hills, boredom. I'm sorry, what did you say to me? Pervasive, all-consuming anxiety? Damn right you didn't. I love this. So yeah, having an open heart and a support system is going to be key for all of this. I feel like you are their support system. I feel like you have their open-heartedness. And this is just a wonderful thing to see. Like, yes, there are hard times. Yes, things kind of get out of your guys' control. And you know what? All of this happens to everybody's relationships because we are all human and we all experience these things sometimes. So don't look at any of this as a negative thing because it's only moving forward and it's only becoming a positive. All right, and your last cards are your crystal messages. We've got water, emotional, intuition, psychic powers, and healing. So yeah, we're definitely healing. Listening to your gut with how to move with this as well. And then we have golden topaz, so faith, wise action, perseverance, and confidence. Absolutely. Argon star clusters, earth healing, grounding, stress relief, and vitality. So yeah, all of this is going to help you move forward. You're moving forward, you're healing. Angelite, angel communication, clairvoyance, alignment, and dream insights. You guys are going to fall in alignment. And then again, I thought I talked about it, the communication between you two. Open communication is going to be key to help move forward with this. So I feel like you guys already talk things through, but I feel like it's going to be more important now to, have that open line of communication and your partner be okay with it. And, not that you need to berate them to tell you everything. It's more like letting them know, hey, like, I'm here, right? Like, I will be here to help you with whatever you need. If you need to just vent, if you need me to understand something, I am not going to judge. I am not going to, look at you in a different way. If you need to talk, I'm here because that's what being in a relationship is all about. And then we have blue lace agate, kindness, good communication. See, that's exactly what we're talking about here. Peaceful outcomes. Yes. And then look at that, love and marriage. So it's all going to be okay. It's all going to work out. I think the key here is patience and communication. So we are going to be healing. We are going to be looking at things in a new way. I think most of it is surrounding your partner and how your partner is feeling and dealing right now. So you being this patient, open-minded person and empathetic person is going to go a long way with your partner, and that's what they need right now. There is nothing negative about this relationship at all. I think for just what's going on here, it's a lot of them dealing with their own personal issues. So it has nothing really to do with you when it comes down to it. But we are going to transition into healing and into calmer waters here. And a lot of that is due to you being so understanding and you guys having that communication. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This is what I see for your guys' relationship. Let me know what group you chose down in the comment section below if it resonated. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Sometimes people aren't getting their notifications, so just double check that, if you have already done so in the past, that you double check that it's still happening. So that way you will always get an upload from me. All right, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Hello, my group number 2s, those of you who chose the Sweet Pea. We're going to take a look at your Modern Love Tarot first, and then we will dive in a little bit deeper with your Oracle cards. So the first card is going to represent you in the relationship, and we have Strength. I love this card. It's so pretty, and I love the colors. Next is going to represent your partner. We've got the Fool. Okay. And next is going to represent like the outcome of the relationship, what's going on, what to expect. And we've got King of Pentacles, or Nick Offerman. Okay, this is awesome. All right, so first of all, for you in this relationship, you are someone who is super compassionate. You want to be kind of like the nurturer. I think you might struggle being vulnerable or opening up a little bit more for other people. I think there might be a hard time with that. Could be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm picking up. You are like, what I see here, to me, I get that cliche mama bear vibe where you're like protective of what's yours. And you will do anything for your family and for your person, which is awesome to see. But yeah, something about the vulnerability. So just if you are vulnerable, maybe it's time to open up a little bit more. If you struggle with being open and, letting people in a little bit, this is the time to do so with this person. This person that you are with currently or you're dating is like a breath of fresh air. This person came into your life probably in a whirlwind. The Fool is the first archetype that you meet in tarot, right? The Fool is 0. So they haven't really experienced any of the other archetypes. So what I'm getting is like they are fresh. Like this is probably a new relationship for them too. This is probably the first big relationship that they've had in a long time. So you might feel the need to be kind of like that mama bear role where you're like, okay, this is what I want. These are my expectations. And, this is the relationship headline here. This is what I want. This is what I expect. And they're probably like, oh, okay, well, that's new to me. Or, I've not considered that. So, they might need a little bit of hand holding in the relationship, but that's not a negative thing. I feel like they definitely are just very compatible with you. I think they really do enjoy being with you. I think that they want to risk it all for you type of a thing. Like they probably have butterflies. They might be a little inexperienced in certain things, but in certain situations, but I feel like this is just a very fresh-faced, fresh relationship, very intriguing relationship. They're just very trusting. They trust you completely. They trust the relationship. I don't see them having any issues. There's a lot of relationships that don't have that trusting, where you can't leave your phone unlocked, where you can't leave your phone, out in the open because you feel like your significant other is going to look at it or go through it. This is the relationship that's like, no, like I'll leave my phone on the coffee table. I'll leave it on the counter. They can go through it all they want. I've got, nothing but good things to say about them in the phone. I've got nothing else going on. I don't see any of the negatives in this relationship at all. Like I said, you just might have to handhold them and like guide them to how the relationship works, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying like you be controlling at all. That's not what I mean. But like giving them a chance to understand you a little bit more. Like you might have to handhold them through who you are and what your expectations of a relationship are. Because I do see them in the past being a little flighty, going from one thing to another, like a bird in a way. And like you having to be the one to be like, okay, calm down. Like, this is us now. I don't see there being like any kind of forcing the relationship. I feel like this is just a very easy relationship in general, very fun, very freeing relationship. You can be yourselves with each other. But we then get to the King of Pentacles here, which is a very grounding energy. The King of Pentacles is like the energy that like has gotten where they are with hard work and dedication, and now it's their turn to kind of like be grounded and give back. This is like also very much a management energy. So like there needs to be some form of management within the relationship. So if that comes to funds, finances, or roles within the household, or what your it keeps coming back to that expectations. Like you setting the expectations for your partner. Because again, I feel like there's like a lot of this naive energy where like maybe they weren't expected to do XYZ in a relationship before, and maybe now, they're wanting a more serious relationship, so maybe they don't know how to provide that. So maybe that's where your expectations come in and the management comes in. But I feel like it's a very even divide here. You guys are very good at paying attention to each other. You guys are very good at talking about what you want because of this King of Pentacles here. I feel like you guys communicate effectively. You guys are very generous to each other. But yeah, something about your vulnerability that is needing to come out, and they need to be a little bit more grounded in the relationship. So I think it's just managing those expectations, managing, like, for instance, it's like when someone gets with another person who has a child, and the one partner has never experienced being a parental figure before, but they're willing and open to this relationship, but now they got to manage how to be a parental figure as well as in the relationship. So you guys have to like manage your expectations with each other. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. Like there's something that you've experienced and your expectations that need to be met with this person. And it's not a negative thing. It's kind of like the feeling I'm getting is like, okay, you need to grow up a little bit. Like you need to mature a little bit. We need to work on that with this relationship, because like, I don't need to be your parent as well as your, significant other. Does that make sense? So yeah, managing your expectations with each other is going to be the outcome with this, but I don't see anything really negative about this relationship, about these dynamics. There needs to be like the grounding of it. There needs to be, clear expectations that are set, but I don't feel like this is unattainable. I feel like your partner might just be a little naive about certain things, and that's okay. And that's why they have you to kind of help be compassionate about it and help them learn through what they need to learn. Like learning how to be practical, the practicality of it all, and being generous with your guys' emotions and with your time with this King of Pentacles. Okay, so let's get into your oracle cards. So the first ones that we're going to look at are your whispers of love, and we have the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. So yeah, so there's something that you guys need to manage with your expectations, that you guys need to talk about, that you guys need to kind of work through, that kind of gets to that heart of the matter. So this is where that vulnerability comes in. So like if they're doing something that they had no idea that was bugging you, you have to be vulnerable and let them know, and vice versa. All right, your next card is new love. Yeah, okay, so this is this is where I was getting like, this might be like a fresh thing for them, new for them. So embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So I feel like, yeah, this is like, some things are all new to them, and you're going to have to be open and vulnerable with your expectations and what you want. And again, not a negative thing, because there are plenty of reasons why somebody can have things in a fresh outlook. And, not everybody knows what another person's expectations of them are unless they ask and be open about it. And your last card here is the Union of Hearts. A love connection defies explanation. Yeah, see, I think this is a beautiful relationship, a beautiful beginning to a relationship, because yeah, this King of Pentacles, like, you guys definitely are very generous with your emotion, with your love and your time. And I feel like this is a really strong union. Once you guys lay down that ground rule, it's going to be very beneficial for both of you. So then let's go into your love oracle. So first one we've got, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Don't need to say anything about that. Here's your next one. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So yeah, something about being open and vulnerable and listening to your emotions. So again, I feel like that comes from you being a little bit more open with your emotions. And again, when we talk about resentment, they might not know what your expectations are unless you ask them. It's kind of like that passive aggressiveness where it's like, when you hear about those couples like that have disagreements and arguments, sometimes men just don't know if this is you being a woman and your partner is male. Sometimes they don't know what, you mean by, hints. And if you don't tell them, then it's not their fault that they didn't know. Sometimes we can't be passive aggressive with hints. We have to, just be direct. And, I'm the kind of person that I would much prefer somebody telling me directly what they want and what their expectations of me are, instead of being like, oh, well, those dishes, man, they're still in the sink, or I wish I would have known XYZ. So yeah, don't form resentment because we weren't direct. And then your last heart love card, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay. So then we have your Affirmators love and relationship cards. Your first one that comes out is warmth. Oh, I love it. I focus on warmth and I let it guide all of my interactions. No matter how others behave, I choose to respond warmly. Yeah, that's that mother bear that I was picking up on. I can melt any icy exterior. I can soften any hard feelings. I can microwave any pizza. Today, I adopt the saying, kill 'em with kindness, and turn myself into a warm and loving... I'm not going to say that because monetization. Okay, your next one here is perspective. All right, yeah, look at things in their perspective. What does a hawk see when it flies over your house, besides the family of mice living nearby that you didn't know about? What will your current problems, conflicts, complaints look like when you're 80 years old and you gaze back on the timeline of your life? In this moment, you are being given the clear gift of perspective, of knowing that in the end, everything is going to be probably much better than okay. Think large enough and even big issues become small. Become an 80-year-old hawk and you're really onto something. Okay, we got harmony. Yes. I know in my heart that when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Then I invite harmonious relationships into my life and let them show up on their own time. Easy breezy things are rarely punctual. Goodness. And listening. I activate my receptive side and become an engaged, intuitive, professional grade listener. Supercharged listening gives me the ability to not only hear the words others are saying, but also to perceive the emotions hiding between their words. Armed with this knowledge, yeah, so we were kind of talking about that with the passive aggressive and resentment thing too. Armed with this knowledge, I'll be in a great position to give them exactly what they need, or if I prefer to, dominate the planet. Okay, so yeah, I think, again, I keep coming back to this expectations and this vulnerability with you. I think it comes down to the perspective, and it comes down to listening, and it comes down to acknowledging what you want and letting them know. Because again, and whatever gender, it doesn't matter. If you don't make them aware of your wants and needs, how can they fulfill them? I mean, not everybody is psychic. Not everybody can read your mind, right? And then we have your crystal messaging card. We have selenite, so psychic insight, blessings, fidelity, and deep connection. See, yes. So there's nothing negative going on between here. It's just managing expectations. Then we have celestite, Jesus, communicating with angels, tranquility, good fortune, and deep meditation. Then we have Iolite, magic powers, feminine, divine, work connection, and inspiration. So yeah, divine feminine for sure. Being okay with being vulnerable. And Carnelian, self-trust, relationship rejuvenation, powers of concentration, and healing from that word. And your last card here is Sapphire, channeled wisdom, psychic ability, self-expression, and destiny. So yeah, a lot of self-expression here, expressing your wants and needs. That's exactly what I'm getting. So the takeaway here for your relationship is letting them know how you feel, managing expectations, and then communication, and then just trusting in each other that you guys know each other on the inside and out, and you guys have a really special thing going on. So whether they're a little immature, a little naive, that's okay. Sometimes that's really, fresh feeling when you're in that kind of relationship, but just keep in mind their perspective on the relationship too. Like the example before, if they've never had to be a parent before, how would they know their responsibilities for that, right? Unless you help them through it. So there's going to be a lot of give and take here and a lot of learning curves within the relationship, but you guys will be just fine. Communicate well, and know that you guys are again trusting that this relationship. There's a lot of trust within it. There's a lot of being open that needs to happen. And there's going to probably be a lot of learning curves. So, but other than that, it's a beautiful relationship. Like, this is like a good kind of like soulmate connection here. So just keep all of that in mind and know that you guys are solid, and you'll continue to be solid with all of that communication. So hopefully this resonated with you. Let me know down in the comment section what group you chose. And that way it's very interesting to know that it resonates with everybody. So let me know that, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. And if you have already done so, just double check and make sure you're still getting the notification bell icon, because there's been a couple of instances where people aren't getting the notifications. So sometimes YouTube likes to unsubscribe and not notify. So just double check that that's still good for you guys. And thank you so much for hanging out with me and spending your time with me. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. My group number 3s, those of you who chose the Nasturtium. Listen, I'm here to read cards, not to read names of plants. Let's see what's in store with your guys' relationship. We are reading with your Modern Love Tarot first, and then diving deeper with your Oracle cards. Okay, so first card is going to represent you in the relationship, and we've got cute 9 of Cups. Oh, we love to see it. Happy, happy, happy. All right, this next card is going to represent your partner. We've got Ace of Cups. Okay. Wow. Love to see it. And this card represents the potential, the outcomes that are coming within the relationship, and Nine of Pentacles. Like, listen, 9 and 9 here. We've got, okay, like, I'm excited for you guys. Look at this. This is like a fantastic relationship to see. So 9 of Cups representing you. You are content. This is like a wish fulfillment relationship here for you. Like this person is everything for you. Like they've got it all. They've got the brains. They've got the looks. They've got the body. They've got the personality. They've got the job. They've got everything that you were looking for. Your specifications, I should say. Like it's almost like you manifested them into your life, and most likely you did. This is awesome. You guys, you are just so happy, exuberant in this relationship. It just brings out the best in you. And this is so exciting to see. Yeah, and also there's a huge sense of gratitude for this person. Like you're just so thankful for that they're in your life. Like this person is just like is everything for you. And this is so exciting to see. And you know what? You're their person too, because this Ace of Cups means that they opened their heart to you and they are so happy. This could be the first time that they were in a serious relationship, or a very long-term relationship, I should say, because it is an ace. So that usually indicates, new beginnings, a new start. So this could be their new start with you. But it also could indicate, I'm getting like, they feel like every day is the first beginning of their relationship. Does that make sense? Like every day is like waking up to you is like the best day, if that makes sense. I don't know if I can explain it right. It's not Groundhog Day syndrome. It's like they literally are just the honeymoon phase. That's what I'm trying to say. So like every day is your honeymoon type of a thing for them. Like very, very loved. They feel loved by you and they love you. They see the potential in this relationship for everything. And that brings us to the 9 of Pentacles here, which is like, first of all, it's luxury. So like this is going to be a very loving and wonderful relationship if it already isn't, you know what I mean? So like this is something that you manifested and something that you worked hard toward. You worked on you before you got into this relationship. You did the hard work on yourself, and that's what allowed the doors to open up for this person for you. And so this is like very much the energy of like, we worked hard for this loving relationship, and like we had to experience like that saying, had to kiss a lot of frogs before I found my prince. I feel like that's happened. I feel like this is like you guys went through it with past relationships, couldn't find the one, it never clicked for you or your partner. And now like you finally did the work to like figure out who you are, what you want, and what you won't settle for. And now that allowed the door to open for this relationship for you guys. There's just like this comfortability in this relationship with this 9 of Pentacles. There's just like that sense of like, you feel like you've known each other for so long, but in reality, it hasn't been that long. But then you guys feel like everything's new and fresh and it hasn't been that long at all. I feel like this is a fantastic, just the vibe of this is just so wonderful. And I can't stop smiling. I just feel like this is your person and you are just beyond happy, and your partner is just still in kind of that shock that they found you. If that makes any sense. Like they still feel like every day is like a honeymoon phase. Like they feel like, that they're walking on the clouds. Yeah. So your relationship is just comfortable, but it's also very powerful and nurturing, and it will provide sustenance. This is like long-term long-term relationship goals, and you guys are it. So let's dive a little bit deeper with your oracle cards here. We've got your whispers of love, and your first one here is simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Yeah, I just feel like you guys have the right idea when it comes to how to act together. Like, I'm getting this scene where, you make these wonderful meals, or you sit there and you're making lunch for your partner to take to work, or a wonderful meal, and like that could be your way of showing it's a simple act of kindness, but it's a part of you. That's how you show love. Or your partner is picking up things in the house, doing the dishes, putting the laundry away without even asking what needs to be done or asking you if you should do it. Like, they just do it. It's a simple act of kindness, and that keeps your relationship strong. Like, you don't feel like you have to dictate what you want them to do for you, because they already know, like, that's their love language, and that's your love language too. So it's a very flowing relationship where you each kind of know the ins and outs, and you vibe with each other with that. But simple acts of kindness, yeah, absolutely. Then we've got take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. So if they haven't said I love you already yet, I feel like that's going to be coming. I think this is definitely one of those riskier relationships where maybe, I think mostly coming from their perspective, since it's the ace, I feel like for them, it might be like they took a chance on you. They took a risk with opening up their hearts with you because they just couldn't resist. Like, maybe prior to your relationship, they were like done with any form of relationship. They were done with love. They were jaded. And now you came along and showed what a relationship actually could be. And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to take a chance on this person because, like, oh my gosh, I've never experienced this before. And it's such an amazing feeling. So that's what I'm seeing with that. And your other one here is be willing to express love. Express love to receive love. Yeah, why do I feel like they haven't said I love you yet, and they will? That could be what I'm picking up here. But I think that both of you express your love in so many different ways that maybe you haven't said it yet, or you already have, but like you always just express love to each other. Like, you always have this communication of like, you never leave the house without saying I love you. You go to bed happy. You never go to bed angry. You just are fine with public displays of affection, that sort of a thing. I just get like, you guys are just like teenagers in love. Like, you guys just are in love with love and in love with each other, and everything about this just brings me so much joy. So let's keep going. We've got your love oracle here. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Oh my God, I can't. That's so cute. Oh, so sweet. All right, your next one here. Soulmate. Oh, your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Okay, so like I said, I feel like you manifested them and this is your soulmate. Absolutely 100%. Whether you were actively knowing that you were manifesting, you are still manifesting this person into your life. And I'm not saying you were throwing love spells at, your significant other. I'm saying you were working hard to figure out what you wanted personally, what you were willing to heal from and move forward with personally. And then the universe gives you a person that matches that for you. When you are actively working on yourself and working toward your future, the universe is like, okay, bet, and then gives you somebody that matches those aspects. So, whether you were consciously manifesting this person or not, it happened for you because you did the work. You did the soul work and you did the physical work. So, absolutely. And then your last love oracle. Beware of what you are projecting. For the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So yeah, I feel like that was kind of what we were talking about with the manifesting. So in manifesting and law of attraction, like attracts like. So if you were constantly, in a negative state of mind and talking about things in a negative way, the universe is like, okay, so this is what you want, so I'm going to give you more of that. When you start acting and working on the qualities that you want and you like in yourself, the universe mirrors that and says, okay, cool. I'm going to give you a person in your life that you want because those are the qualities that you want. So that's what this is talking about. And you have your affirmators, love and relationships. We've got teamwork. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the random acts of kindness. Or not random, but the acts of kindness. I'm determined to be a good teammate in all of my relationships. If we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame, and I'll look for a way to solve the problem together. When we are a team, everything's a game. And when we're on the same side, nobody can lose. Not even the Cubs, finally. I see a lot of teamwork in this relationship. I see a lot of wanting to help the other out. We've got thoughtfulness. I love it. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and have fun showing your love. See, that's what I was talking about. Okay, sorry, I get excited. Think of all the little things you can do to show a person you love them. Then stop thinking of those things and actually do them. Is it time to hide a note in someone's pocket? Make them a snack, order them a book. Anything thoughtful can be an act of love, even taking the trash out to the dumpster. Unless you're dating the trash, in which case don't take it to the dumpster, take it somewhere fancy. Wow, who would have thought that being so full of thoughts could be considered thoughtful? And your last affirmator, we've got initiative. Step right up. You're being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to take initiative and make some interesting plans for you and your partner. If you're not in one, it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures, and potentially meet some new cohorts. Anyway, this great journey is beginning with one small step, or one short text, or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. So yeah, I feel like your partner is the one that kind of is like took the leap with you in a way. Like maybe they had no intentions of making this a relationship. Maybe it started off as a friendship. Maybe it started off as, you guys were coworkers. Whatever the case may be, I feel like maybe they were the one that was like, you're too good of a person to not want to risk the feelings for. I took the initiative. I love this. All right, your last cards are your crystal messages. So we've got golden or gold sheen obsidian. So personal power, spiritual manifestation, earth healing and new experiences. Orange calcite, boosting self-esteem, expressing sexuality, psychological healing, and energetic living. Yeah, definitely. You are super happy. You are comfortable in yourself. They're comfortable in themselves. Expressing that in a intimate way, absolutely 100%. I mean, you're in a bathtub right here being represented that way. So you are completely fine with expressing yourself intimately with your partner. And then we've got malachite, so pain relief, transformation, vision, and powerful protection. Absolutely. So there is this like the vision aspect of it that I'm picking up on is like the manifestation of it. You had this vision in your head of what you expected and what you wanted out of a relationship, and that came true. You have labradorite, one of my favorites. Shamanic journeying, brave, magical power, and higher awareness. So this is a brave thing that your partner did, opening up, right? That's what I'm getting. I could be wrong with that, but for most of you, that's the situation that I'm picking up on. Moonstone, female fertility, calming emotions, attracting new love, and growth. And your last one is air, communication, imagination, independent, and witty. So there's lots of great communication. If there is a little bit of a lack with that department, please work on communication, because that is one of the biggest relationship advices I could ever give is to make sure you communicate openly and honestly, allowing yourself to be vulnerable. So if some of you from group number 2 are here for another reading or vice versa, vulnerability was a big proponent in group number 2. So it could be some of you guys came over in this group as well. So communication, being vulnerable in the relationship, and talking openly and honestly about what your expectations are important. And I feel like you guys just are absolutely meant for each other. I feel like this is a fantastic relationship. I think they were ones that weren't probably very trusting in the beginning, but like your relationship is too good and too amazing for them to not want to be with you in a relationship capacity. So definitely it was their their braveness. They had to work up the self-esteem and the braveness to move toward you and take that initiative. So let me know if this resonates with you guys down in the comment section below. Let me know what group you chose, because this is beautiful. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. It is a wonderful feeling when you vibe so deeply and connect so deeply with your partner. It is freeing. It is calming. It is a beautiful thing. So very happy to see that this relationship is moving forward in the best of ways. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this relationship, on this way out of this video, not this relationship. And that way you will never miss an upload from me. And if you have already done so in the past, just double check that you are still getting the notification bell, that's turned on, and that you're subscribed, because I have been aware that some people are not receiving their notifications. So just double check and see if you are, because that way you can prevent that. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.